What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the podcast video for Sunday Night Football on December 22nd, 2024, where we're going to be talking about what exactly went down. And I'm completely shocked right now on who just won tonight. As you can see, what I'm wearing right now. For those that are unaware, y'all will not believe who got the W. And I was not expecting them to step up, like let alone keep up with the better team that has the better record. But it ended up happening, and this shows that sometimes the NFL can be a little bit confusing. But yeah, we're gonna get starting off with the Dallas Cowboys getting the ball, and they just amazed me like for this game. And I was like, how come y'all aren't playing like this? Like about the last like 5 games at least. Like a few games, like I'll say, like they'll probably would be like about like I'll say 10-3 or no 12-3 if they were serious enough winning games. Like they'll probably be keeping up with their NFC East their fellow NFC East rivals. What's the name? The Philadelphia Eagles. But let's say we got the game started with the Cowboys getting the ball because they won the coin toss. This is where then we got the Cowboys then. They got the ball. Cooper rushed and passed it to who was it? The intended receiver was like on this first play of the game, like with them getting the drive. This is where it was. This is where then they snapped the ball. This is where he throws it to Turpin, that's what his name. Number 9, Turpin, the wide receiver. This where it was. It only gained him 7 yards because it was 2nd and 3, and they were right at like I'll say this 37-yard line. This is where we got him. Then passed it to who was it? It was Christian Izzian. That's where he only got. This is where it was him that got the gain of 1. This is where it was 3rd and 2. This is where he threw it to Brandon Cooks. The former Los Angeles Ram got a gain of 2 yards for a first down. I'm like, wow, Cooper Rush is just getting better and better. Like if he can keep this up, like maybe we will see. Like Jerry Jones will be considering keeping him, and wonder what they're going to do with Prescott. Probably going to make him a second string quarterback for at least 1 year. But yeah, this is where we got. This is where Cooper Rush to pass it again. Got a gain of I'll say 5. What receiver was it? I forget who it was, but that's where we got the fullback. Then was in motion. Like next, it was that's where he passed it to the Rico. This is where he got like probably a gain of 2, maybe 3. I'll say 3 because it was 3rd and 2. Next is where they're right at near enemy territory at the I'll say probably at like the 49-yard line of the Buccaneers. He threw it to CD Lamb at the Tampa's 45-yard line, like 4 extra yards that they needed, like which it was gained 3 yards and more by CD Lamb. This guy never fails the Dallas Cowboys, and even he's so good. Even Homer passed it to him, and he got a touchdown with him easily. And this is where me and my brother were like, "How come this guy's not on the Chiefs?" Like low key, because he should be like with the likes of DeAndre Hopkins, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Xavier Worthy, like nailing it with first downs after first downs. But that's where we got Lamb to go in motion. Is where he passed it to. Oh no, yeah, and this is where he gets passed it on. This is where he couldn't find it. But if anything, I think he lost a yard, unfortunately, by the Buccaneers defense. I'm like, yeah, like I knew it was gonna be too good to be true, but no, but Rico ran it for a few yards, which I was like, maybe I was wrong. This is where Rico Dowdle, found a way to gain like about 5 yards. Yeah, that's where we got the fullback was in motion. This is where he passed it to Rico Dowdle again. This is where he probably got roughly a gain of, I'll say probably like a gain of like One, yeah. But that's where they got this is where they got the 58-yard field goal, which they managed to kick. Like this is where I was like, that's probably like the only point they're gonna get until like the second half. But yeah, boy, like I said, I was wrong. But we're gonna get into the next get to the next score and like with the Buccaneers, got the ball kicking. Let's just say not in their favor tonight. Like, but yeah, but let me tell you, like, yeah, even though the Buccaneers didn't really catch up, like, onto this half, but let's just say they were close, and that second half they were just a pinch away from coming back in. Yeah, you know, but that's where we got the Buccaneers. We got what's it? This is where we got what's his name? Baker Mayfield passed it to who was it? It was it passed it to what's his name? Who was it? This is where he passed to his favorite running back, which got a gain of 5, by the way. Yeah, and I was like, that's all I know about him right now. Oh, yeah, his name's White. That's what the running back, number 1, White. That's where Baker Mayfield was like 178, 179, 182, 188. I said, hut. And this is where then he then fake pass it to White. This is where he tried to find the receiver. But he's like, no, I'm just gonna go for a run. This is where he then ran for a first down. But I think there was a flag on the Buccaneers. However, like unfortunately, they had to push back. What flag penalty was? I think it was a holding penalty. Yeah, number 68, the left guard that hold on to the defensive end on his left is where. That's why they had to push him back 10 yards, making it like more worse than that 2nd and 6. Yeah, like a loss of 10. That's where we got. That's where they had to go gain those yards, right? This is where luckily he threw it to Jaleel McMillan, like that. They got a first, almost a first down, but it was like probably 3 yards shy from a first down. But this is where. And McMillan then went back into the position with his fellow receivers after Baker Mayfield, did a group huddle, like the tell him what's the plan. That's where Baker Mayfield had all of them on, even the running back. That's where he was about to throw it to somebody. But I think this was probably his downfall because he did not know who to throw it instantly. But this is where Durbin, like the tight end of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, caught the ball. Like at the right side is where I believe he was replacing Rob Gronkowski because he is wearing the number 87 jersey. But yeah, Micah Parsons nearly got him like when he had him under pressure. But Britt Baker, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm thinking it's AEW. It's Baker Mayfield, the quarterback on Tampa, former quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. He threw it to the right side. Baker then and move on. Like once they got back to the 44-yard line, like where they got marked first down. That's where we got. This is where we got. Yeah, Irvin. This is where Irvin got a gain of a few yards. Is where we got. That's where then. What's his name? Like. That's where it was 3rd and 3. Like at this point. That's where then the. Baker Mayfield went for a throw. That's where he tried to throw it to White, but it went right through his hand. He went way off the edge into the left. It was 4th down. This is where I believe they punted. Or did they go? Oh, no, they went for it. Baker Mayfield tried to go for a first down, and this is where he tried to catch this is where he tried to throw it to Shepard, but unfortunately it was dropped and it was incomplete. They got stopped at 4th down, and this is where we got the Dallas Cowboys managed to get the ball back right past their line of the yard line scrimmage. But let's get to talk about that next is where it was. After they start showing everything lovely in the Dallas area and near AT&T Stadium, even the skating rink that looked very beautiful with the unicorns. That's where he passed it to the Rico or the Devontae Turpin. That's what his name is. That's where he got a gain of the 10. That's where he passed it to. It was Brandon Cooks, the former Ram, that got a gain of how many yards from a first down? It was with Cooper Rush fake passed it to Turpin and passed it to the Cooks, yeah, Brandon Cooks. That it was at the 12. It was a gain of 28, like almost 3-for-1 deal of a first down, with just like two two first downs and a half deal, I guess you could say, over a half because it was 8 yard extra yards, so that was like two away from almost three first downs from 30 yards. It's where they're at the 12-yard line. It's where we got it's where then we got it's where we got what that Cooper Rushton asked who was it that was emotion number 81 is where he gave the divide. This is where then we do the dabble, but Diaby of the linebacker on the Buccaneers stopped him. Like when he only got a gain of 1 yard. This is where we got a fullback right beside him while Donald got to the right. So that's where I tried to throw it to the right, but it's where he got. But this is where I stopped by Anthony Nelson, the defensive end of Tampa. This is where Cooper Rush like, oh, bummer because it was 3rd and 9. But fortunately, they got in like when it was the this round, I believe, if I'm mistaken, the 3rd down conversion. This is where it was like 197 to 203, 235. This is where they do it. This is where they do it to he do it to what's his name to Jalen Turpin what's his name Jalen what's his name what's his last name was he threw it right into the middle. He caught the ball before he went out of bounds, and it was Jalen Talbert, yeah, Talbert that got the touchdown, which they gained an extra 7 yards, making it 10-0. Which I was like, how are they playing like this? They're playing like if they're playing really good all year round, like instead of playing like this, instead playing this like from the last game, decided to wait till this primetime game. I believe Jerry Jones got into them like from not actually getting wins, and there's like if you at least lose this game, like I don't know what to tell you, like y'all are a complete embarrassment, and you're probably gonna be let go like for being because for being so I'll say what's that negligently horrible, I need to say the least, which that sounds harsh, but that's how Jerry Jones probably said if he out of frustration, like if he doesn't see his team get at least pretty decent and average, and not be much of an embarrassment. And yeah, they were playing like this, and they just got eliminated in the got out of the NFC side of the playoff berth. Yeah, like okay, like why don't you just play like this when you had a chance? But no matter, was where we got Baker Mayfield and got the ball back. He was at the 30. He threw it to his intended receiver to Durham. Yeah, Durham, number 87. That was replacing Rob Gronkowski because since he's retired, you had to have another 87 tight end. But this is where Baker Mayfield only gained 6 yards out of. This is where we. Instead of gaining 6 points, he only gained 6 yards here, but it's very trying to gain more yards. Right onto the play with you got Shepard in motion, fake pass to White. This is where they try to throw it to somebody in the middle, which it was almost intercepted, but it was number 2. The corner was. I think it was Was it Jordan Lewis? Yeah, it was Jordan Lewis. That was the corner. I knew he jumped right in front of. I jumped right in front of Shepard and nearly intercepted it. But let's move on with what's his name, Baker Mayfield, going for a throw right onto Rashad White, that only got a gain of about probably a gain of a yard or two, which was 41. Anyway, Tampa Bay, yeah. Go for a punt is where then it landed onto to the other side, like on the Tampa Bay, but This is where he caught it right at the 19. The return receiver on the Dallas Cowboys is where they start at the 19 when Cooper Rush comes out and tries to do some more magic in this matchup. But last unlike the last two times, like this is where we got what's the name That's where then one of the defensive men on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was getting tired of waiting. This is where he just decided to jump. This is where he got penalized on it. But the referee is like, "Oh no, was it? No, it was on the Dallas Cowboys because yeah, he jumped first. He jumped first, and that's what made him jump. This is where it's like, fuck, number 70. The rush on Daryl." But this is where they got a gain of, I'll say, about 6 yards on the play. Or, no, 10 yards. Like a first down. Like, I was like, hey, if they didn't do that penalty, they would easily would have got a first down. But this is where he tried to throw it to Donald, but this is where then he slips and fails before the Buccaneers could even stop him. This is where the Buccaneers had extra help. This is where they brought him down. This is where he lost about probably 3 yards on the play, unfortunately. This is where then we got what's his name? Cooper Rush was like 177. I said 178, 179, 186. And this is where then but this is where I believe he did this on purpose so he could run off the clock, making it at the end of the first quarter, like it was 10-0, like at the end of the quarter, like right moving on to the 10th, the second quarter, which we're gonna get into up next. But once the second quarter played out, is where we got this is where Dallas Cowboys couldn't get in. This is where it was the fourth down. The situation is where they had to kick it right back to Tampa. That's where then they stopped the dude on Tampa, but this is where the flag on the play. Unfortunately, the referee explains what the flag on is where the he's then explain what the flag from Dallas. This is where they put further the Buccaneers down 10 more yards. As well, it's like, this is where we can see the part where Tampa's going to come back. Well, let's just say they did score some points, but it was not like let's say it was not consistent, like to the point that they could be coming back here. But this is where they passed it to the running back, Bucky Irvin, which he probably got like a gain of 3 yards because it was 2nd and 7. That's where we got that's where Mayfield to what's his name to Mike Evans. This is where Mike Evans jumped up. He then tumbleweed right into the yard line he went in. And I was like, he really just caught that. Like even though he was kind of struggling, that's where he wasn't touched to the last minute. That's where he got at the 28-yard line, which was a gain of it was like a 26-yard reception, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, this is where we got. That's where he passed it to Evans. Is where then I believe he only got a gain of 3 on the play. That's where it was 2nd and 7. He passed it to White, which he was at the 10, and he went all the way to the 8 or 9-yard line. It wasn't White. It was Irvin, the receiver. Or what did the running back? I think it was the other running back. Yeah, Irvin. Yeah, I'm right. Bucky. Not Bucky. I mean, what I'm talking about, like, it's where he only got like a gain of he got the first down. It's where he passed it. It's where he tried to pass to Irvin yet again, but it's where he only probably got like a gain of, I'll say they were at the try to pass to Irvin, which he managed to get in by juking out from one of the linebackers, is where he got a touchdown, like which was a 3-point game. Like if it wasn't for Dallas Cowboys kicking the field goal the first time, this would probably be a dead tie. But like no matter, like we can easily just come back and score more points. But the thing is, like this was their first scoring in a little while because they haven't scored like anymore. I'm not trying to be a spoiler, but like just saying because let's just say let's say the Cowboys start scoring more like double time. They had double times what they have right now, but we're gonna get into that in just a moment. But quick question I want to ask y'all: like, who was y'all's prediction on who was going to win this game? Was it Baker Mayfield and the Bucks or Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But let's move on and let's talk about. Here's where we got the Dallas Cowboys got the ball and they got a touchback. That's where we got Cooper Rush and got the offensive men right to a group huddle, like what they're gonna say. This where what they're gonna do. This is where we got Cooper Rush, the fake pass to the running back, lost it to CeeDee Lamb, but this is where he ends up dropping the ball, like once he gets tackled by the corner. But I believe this was a complete pass, but this is where and he dropped it right when he goes down. This is where CeeDee Lamb got the first down for. They're like right at the 30, so he caught it like around, I'll say, they're right at the 30s, but they. So they were right at their. This is where they were right at the 30, but they were almost at the Tampa's 30. So they were like at the 30. Not 30. Yeah, I'm right. The 30 at their 36-yard line. So that's like how many is that? 30. Like that was a 30-yard reception. Yeah. Like I just couldn't believe that. Like he got that many yardage like on that play. Like it was like three. It was almost three first downs and a half for one. Yeah, pretty impressive. But we're trying to throw the pass to the Donald. This is where he got probably to I'm not getting if I say 3 if I'm mistaken or 2. This was 2nd and 8. This is where he passed the CeeDee Lamb, but she probably got like about a gain of I'll say 8 of 6. But that's where there was a penalty on the play, well, a flag, I should say. And yeah, this man, I was like, CD, like, why you're not on the SNA's Chiefs right now? That would be even triple terrific if he was. But that's where. But it was an illegal motion from CD, however. But that's where it goes a 5-yard penalty now. Pushed back to a 2nd and 13 now. Like they just got sacked rather than gaining yards. This is where then we got. This is where we got, what's his name? Cooper Rush got the snap on the next play. They're going to pass it to Donald, but she got a few yards, but only for like a gain of 8. Yeah, it was 3rd and 5. That's where they were like at the 31 exactly. It's where going for the next snap, throws a half a Mary to nearly get a touchdown for CeeDee Lamb, like he did on that game. What was the last Monday against was it last Monday or? What was the Monday before that? I think it was the Monday before. But yeah, this is where it was the Monday. Yeah, it was the Monday before. This past when they play against it was like a similar play when they play against the Cincinnati Bengals when they showed Homer as the quarterback taking Cooper Rush's spot and throwing it to him in the right side for a touchdown. But unfortunately it didn't work this time. It was 4th and 5. This is where they had to kick a field goal. This is where it was 13 and 7. This is where they were beaten by just a touchdown, which I don't know how this was possible. But then what was also impossible that the Buccaneers was not catching up and at least scoring a touchdown or even a field goal to at least keep up with them and try to get try to continue to gain more yards and try to get back into the get into the lead, make a comeback, and get into the lead for the first time of the night. But this is where we got Baker Mayfield. Once he got the ball right at the 30 from a touchback, is where we got Baker Mayfield. Then passed it to Irvin, but he roughly got like a gain of 6 or 7, which I think was about 6. It was, yeah, oh no, it was 5 yards actually. It was second and 5. It was right at the 35-yard line. Is where we got Irvin. Then we got close at the first. Is where he was either at the 39 or 40. Like I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was 3rd and inches, so he was like half at the 40. But yeah, not exactly there, but he's between the 39, 40-yard line. So yeah, they were like 3rd and inches. This is where we got Baker Mayfield managed to get in with this play with them passing it to Irvin. This is where he then went right through the middle for a first down. It wasn't White. It was the other running back, White, yeah. But this is where then Baker Mayfield to move on to another play right at the 41. He passed it to Irvin, but this is where he roughly got like probably a gain of 7. Like it was 3rd and 3. I mean, not 2nd and 3. What am I even talking about? But this is where we got. Here's where he passed it to Irvin yet again. This is where he got a first down. This is where. Well, that's where we got. They've got a first down yet again. This is where then we got. We got what? This is Baker Mayfield then passed it to Irving when Durbin, what the tight end's name is, like, yeah, he was in motion, like, yeah, this is where he got a gain of, I'll say 5 again. This is where I was like somebody better call Britney Spears, but this is where we got here's where Baker Mayfield fake passed it to Irvin. This is where he passed it someone in the left side, which was to McMillan, yeah, McMillan, number 15, right to the left side for a first down. That's where then they were at the. But that's where then the referee confirms that it was an incomplete pass, like, and it's not really a successful one. That's where then. But that's where we got. This is what I believe Irvin did. And where Irvin then got like 5 yards was third. This was 3rd and 5. This is where they were trying to go for another 3rd down conversion like the last time. This is where then we got. That's where Baker Mayfield was like, all right, like let's do like what we plan on doing. This is where then they managed to go. This is where snaps like hike. This is where he tried to go for a throw, but this is where like he never got sacked. But this is where it ends up got sacked by the defensive tackle. Golkin, number 98, Golkin. That's where he got. That's where they got sacked. That's where then they. This is where then Buccaneers had to kick it right back. I'm like, I'm just completely shocked right now. But this is where we got Deckard, like one of the receivers, like that in special teams, blocked the football from getting in the end zone for a touchback, and he landed it right into the 1-yard line. Which I don't know, Decker, how he did this. Like, yeah, somebody better give him some kind of life-saving trophy for that, even though they didn't. Yeah, like, but still, just saying, like, that was a pretty impressive, block right there. Like, the best one of the night and probably overall in the season when it comes to good defense. But well, this is where we got, what's his name? Cooper Rushton came out with his fellow receivers and running backs and offensive linemen. And this is where we got, Rushton passed it to, who was it? It was Dottle, which he got like a gain of, I'll say, like about a gain of 5 or no 1. Yeah. It's where 3rd and 9, actually. This is where Baker Mayfield go for a throw right on the Tolbert. This is where he got the first down and more. This is where I believe he was ranked right at the like 11 yards than he was where he tried. Hunter Lipsky, that's what his name is. Is where the fullback trying to go catch the ball, but he ends up dropping it. This is where then we got here's where Ferguson did catch the ball next. Is where then he got a gain of I'll say about there. It was 3rd and 4, which it was probably a gain of 5, if I'm mistaken. Is where we got Cooper run to try cut. He catches the CD. They throw it to CD Lamb. I'm like, how did he easily just did it like that? Is where then he this is where CD Lamb is running, this not stopping. This is where he was right at the 10-yard line, but this is where the flag on the play. But I think this was I believe as a holding penalty, like with that guy, that corner on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that was holding on to CD Lamb, which was what's his name was. Who was it? It was number 27, Mr. I'll say McMalcolm, yeah, McCollum, yeah, McCollum. That's what his name is, McCollum. Yeah, this is where we got it. That's where I rushed and they're going to snap the ball like but this is where that's where I try to snap the ball. This is where then he was like and that's where he that's where I believe this was a 2-minute warning, was it? Yeah. Yeah, that's where a 2-minute warning came up, even though they were like at the 11th is where they were about to then snap the ball. But this is where they got ready to hit another score. Like as soon as the 2-minute warning was over, like when the powerful force in all those sports and entertainment, more specifically football at this point, was over, which was the commercial break. But this is where then we got the commentators. We're ready for Toyota halftime. This is where I tried to pass it to the who was it? It was the Turpin, but this is where he gets stopped by the defensive linebacker. This is where it was most, or it was the defensive tackle, Yee, which his last name is Yea. But this is where then we got. But this is where we got Cooper Rush snaps again. This is where we're trying to find his intended receiver to get in the end zone. This is where it passed to CD Lamb. But CD Lamb nearly got spin around and tackle, but this is where he juked right out of it. But he had to have like 3 dudes to stop him from getting in the end zone, which he knew it was like it's an inch away. This is where they thought he had a touchdown at first, but this is where it was confirmed that he was right. Just like an inch or short, a yard short to be exact. But yeah, it looked so close that CD got the touchdown. But yeah, that's where this was the 1st and goal with the referees accidentally said 3rd down when he obviously passed the line of scrimmage. So he should have been 1st and goal, but let's get to see what happens next. Is where you will not believe who got a touchdown. It was none other than Ezekiel Elliott, the returning Elliott, I guess you could say. Ezekiel just go right in the end zone for a touchdown for the 1 yard, making it 20-7. I'm like, how come they can't play like this all year round? That's gonna be a complete mystery for a different day. They just when they're playing against other teams, they decide not to win. But when it comes to big deal games like this against good teams, they decide to be selective and try to win it. You should be doing this more consistently and not every occasion, every other occasion, just doing stuff like this. But let's move on to the next slide. Is where we got the Buccaneers. I mean, not Buccaneers. The Cowboys kicking it to the Buccaneers to give them enough time to try to score before the break. That's where he passed the Shepherds. Is where he, I believe, got a 1st down right to the middle. But there was a flag came down. But I believe it was a defensive hold though. Because this is where it was a declinable penalty because they already got a 1st down past the enemy territory. This is where he passed it to. This is where it passed to Mike Evans. This is where they got a first down. This is where they were about to score with a little bit over a minute left. This is where he passed it. What's his name? Number 87 that replaced Rob Gronkowski. This is where he caught the ball. What's his name is? Durbin or Durham. That's what his name is. Durham. That's where he got a gain of, I'll say, about 6. That's where he went to out of bounds so he can stop the clock so they have plenty of time to go to the next play. This is where Baker Mayfield just to his man that nearly caught the ball, which was Mike Evans. Unfortunately, he didn't got in, but this is where it was 3rd and 4. This is where we got this is where we got, what's his name? Baker Mayfield snaps yet again. This is where he passed it to to White. Yeah, it was White that got first down right inside the 10. This is where I believe it was 1st and goal then, when he went in, and yeah, just rhymed triple times. The last one was an obvious one, but the one was just out of mistake. So yeah, I was rhyming, so that was absolutely true. But this is where Tampa called it catch up. This is where we got this is where it called it. This is where it was this is where McMillan then caught the ball. It was Jalen McMillan, that caught the ball when he went right to the right middle to get a touchdown, which was 14-20, which they were still down by 6 points. I was like, if they can at least get a touchdown again, by the second half, then they'll finally be on the lead, even if it's by 1 point. But it don't matter, whether it's an inch or a mile, winning is winning. Just like that legendary actor from the Fast and the Furious movie said. But anyways, this is where we got but this is where then we saw what's his name? The Buccaneers kicking it right to Dallas. This is where then we got this is where then they went for a couple of plays because they know that that Tampa will get the ball. Yeah, Tampa will be getting the ball. This is where we got rushed. It was all right, but 137, 130. 132. Hike is where he passed it to what name? To Brandon Cooks, at the 34-yard line. It was this is where they passed enemy territory. This is where they had a chance to start scoring another point. This is where Christian Izzy got a few yards as well. This is where it was unfortunately 2nd down, which they did a no huddle play, when it ran right straight into the 35-yard line, which it was 2nd and 9, only 1 yard. This is where no, it was 30. It was 34. This is where, but he ends up getting sacked by the defense by who was it? It was what's his name? Who was that sacked the ball? It was Cooper Rush to try to go for a throw, but he ended up getting Yaya Diable. Yeah, that's the Diable. Yaya Diable stacked him. This is where he lost about where were they? Yeah, it was 2nd and 9. So yeah, he lost about 6 yards. He was 3rd and 15. That's where then they call a timeout with the remaining 12 seconds they have, so they can see if they can get in the end zone. But if not, they're gonna probably fall back on their kicking team. That's where Cooper Rush passed it to Talbert. This is where he tried to catch the ball, but it's where McCollum stopped him. And this is where he kept him from catching the football. This was it was at they were right at 4th and 15 after that. Is where they had to kick a field goal, which it was at how many yards? I believe it was what was it? It was a 58-yard field goal, which he managed to kick it. This is where it was 23-14. That's how the end of the second quarter was on halftime. 23-14 with a 9-yard game lead of advantage. This is where it was but the Buccaneers got a gain of 13 yards on the third quarter, while I got a gain of 13 points, while the Buccaneers got 14, given that they got 2 touchdowns. But yeah, this is where then they went right into their respective locker rooms, like with their coaches to instruct them what to do next into the second half from start to finish. But that's where the commentators are start talking about like what happened today, along with that very interesting game with the Chiefs against the Houston Texans, which I did review that video. Make sure you assassinators check that out. But yeah, this is where like after they had a little bit of fun doing all that. This is where then they moved on and got to the kickoffs with the Cowboys kicking it to the Buccaneers because Cowboys already got it kicked right to the third quarter. But yeah, he's also showed that the Washington Commanders with what's his name uh what's his name Jalen Daniels no what I'm talking about it was that Daniels dude, I forget what his name is, from Washington Commanders beat the Philadelphia Eagles with what's his name? What's his name? It was Jalen Hurts that got hurt, but they put out Pickett's. Yeah, they put out what's his first name is? But yeah, Pickett's like was yeah he got in, but this where he wasn't enough to beat the what's it called the Washington Commanders with them getting a touchdown at the last second and a 2-point conversion case if the Philadelphia Eagles get a field goal, but they wouldn't even pass the enemy territories. So yeah, they beat them while we got the what's their names? The Carolina Panthers surprisingly beat the Arizona Cardinals and the what's their names? And what's their name? The Minnesota Vikings beat Seattle in their own house, which the Seattle Seahawks are like about 8-7 now, while the Minnesota Vikings tied with the what they names the Detroit Lions. This is where they beat the Chicago Bears as well, where they were both for 13-2. While what's his name? While Philadelphia is still lagging behind at 12-13. But let's move on. Where we got Baker Mayfield. Then got the try to go for a snap. Is where I believe he passed it to. Who was it? Was it the? This is where he passed it to. What's his name? What's his name? Irvin. Yeah, he passed to Irvin. This is where we got. This is where we got Mike Evans and go in motion. Oh no, it was Shepard that was in motion. This is where he passed it to Irvin. Like after he got the 7, he finally got the extra 4 yards. Like he got the 3 yards and more with that rhyme. So yeah, that must be true. And it's where I was like, what don't you understand about Matt Moore? Okay, I'm just kidding. That's what some of Mr. Krabs would say, like on the YTP version at least. But this is where we got This is where we got. This is where he tried to throw it to White, but Dalston chased him down like the defensive end or tackle. This is where it was 2nd and 5 with him only gaining about 5 yards. This is where then we got this is where Baker Mayfield snapped the ball. Like, all right, 115, 125, 117, 138. Hike is where he passed it to the middle to. That's where I do the what's his name the what's his name Harum, but this is where he dropped the ball because the defense stopped him. But this is where luckily it was Baker Mayfield that recovered it when he saw Harris Harum. Yeah, he tried to drop it. Luckily Mayfield was right behind him. This is where he caught right back. Yeah, but this is where this is where it was a first down. Luckily they kept it like it was. Even after getting across the line and getting stripped, but still crossed the line. So it's the first down, but this is where he passed it to Irvin, was it? Yeah, this is where he got like a gain of 2 because it was 2nd and 9, so 1. This is where it was right at the 29-yard line. It's where we got Mayfield throw it to somebody into the right side, but it's where he gets intercepted by Braun Plan that denied it doing the Jonathan Joseph, but it was a holding penalty on number 67. A goal 67, like under the right the right tackle. Yeah, this is where he was holding. This where it was what was the it was like it was no, it was second and 19. This is where the this is where the what's his name this is where Baker Mayfield snapped the ball. This is where then he then went right back. This is where he tried to go for a throw. But it's where it gets nearly gets sacked. But it's where he gets knocked over with the Dallas Cowboys. Then recovered this, this is where he got the fumble. But the thing is, like, it got called back, given that like Baker Mayfield probably had his knees down, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So he called the fumble back, and or it was not in bounds. He was not in bounds when he recovered the ball, I meant to say. So yeah, so wait, it was a fumble, but it went right out of bounds, like when he received the ball. So therefore it was I'll say 3rd and 4. This is where Durham like trying to catch the ball, but this is where he got hit by the defense, which he dropped the ball, which was 4th and 40, which was like something from Madden, like if it was a sorry team that you're playing against. This is where then that's where they had no choice but to kick it. This is where we got Dallas and caught the ball. Is where he started running until he got right at the 30, and he fell right at the 35, 36-yard line. Is where they start right there, like 5 or 6 extra yards than they would normally get, like if they went for a touchback. But this is where we got what's his name? This is where we got what's his name? This is where we got what's his name? Who was it? It was Cooper rushed and passed it to what was it? It was the Illinois, that's what his name is. Illinois. That's where they were at the 41, but they landed at the 36, I believe. So that was like how many yards? 36, and then I'll say probably like 14, and then 41. I mean 39. 39. So I'll say this is gonna count it by tens, like. 19, is it? Yeah. 19, and then I'll say 19, and then an extra. So it was like a gain of like 25 yards, a 25-yard reception. Yeah, that was very impressive from the wide receiver. But it's where they got. That's where I believe there's a false start penalty. That's where the Dallas Cowboys were pushed back 5 yards, right at like I'll say right at the 44-yard line is where this is where we got Donald to try to go for a run, but it's where he only got like roughly probably a game. No, I think he lost a yard like on this play. This is where it was 3rd down, like right. Right, which he only got like a gain of 10. This is where we got Cooper Rushton was nearly not nearly sacked by the Tampa defense. That's where he was under pressure. He had to throw it right to the left side of the out of bounds. Even though it was in the right side, is where they try to go for another field goal. Brandon Aubrey, the kicker that would kick the field goal, impressively got the 3 points, making it 26-14. Which I just don't understand what the score still is like this right now. But it's where they kicked it right back to Tampa, and I'm not sure if this was when they scored anything, or did they I'm not sure if they scored anything at this on this drive, but let's say they did and they had a comeback. But this is where, but the only one way to find out is by looking back with Baker Mayfield starting at the 30 after the kickoffs. That's where he passed it to Shepherds, which he went right to the right side, ran the first down, like passed it for the yard, like with a good gain of 14, like an extra 4 yards of the full 10 yards. I mean, the full first down they got. That's where then they were right at the 44-yard line. That's where he passed it to who was it? The wide receiver number 10. It was with him like with him nearly catching it, throwing it to somebody. Was Mayfield doing like a half a Mary? It was It was Palmer, but this is where it overthrew it in the end zone. This is where it was incomplete, unfortunately. This is where it was 2nd and 10. This is where Baker Mayfield didn't try to go for it again. This is where he tried to see somebody. This is where he looked in the middle. This is where he tried to find Ryan Miller that I got like half a first or maybe under half. That's what was That's where it was at 3rd and 6, so 4-yard gain, like of a reception. That's where the Baker Mayfield lined all his receivers to see who's going to throw it to. That's where it's like, all right, 170, I said, like 179, 181, Hunt, 185, like 190, 191. 193 hiking is where you go a quick pass to Jalen McMillan that got the first down. That's where then they were first down. It was first down at the what's that at the I think at the 46-yard line is where is where Baker Mayfield passed it to Irvin, which I don't think he even gained anything, making it 2nd and 10. Like if it was an incomplete pass, this is where it kind of was an incomplete run, but it was not thrown. But it's where Baker did go for a throwing play next. Is where he ended up getting under pressure, like getting doppeled, like with him trying to throw it to what's his name, to Mike. But it's where he gets knocked and clobbered by the corner on Dallas. It was Donovan Wilson that knocked what's his name, Mike Evans off his feet and the ball out of his hands that went to the right side out of bounds, incomplete at 3rd and 10. Which I was like, how did they did that? Like, how come they can't play like that with other teams? Like, name examples. Like even Cincinnati, the horrible worst team in the NFL right now, they cannot do it to them, but yet they can beat like somebody like Tampa Bay. Oh, hey, mommy.
It's your mom.
Yeah, I'm doing my podcast for the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
And I want to whip somebody's ass because
Not me, Grandma.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm even saying on my podcast. And I'm like, what? I'm like, how in the world that they can like Dallas can do that to Tampa, but they can't do that to nobody else, and Tampa just allowed them to do that, even though they are in AT&T Stadium.
But Tampa's way better than that.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Trey. Exactly. No. No, you're gonna break something. Mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
Yeah, got to talk to you, mommy. Mm-hmm. I hope y'all having fun. You might see somebody tomorrow, like a surprise for for Christmas. I talked to you about.
Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying.
You doing?
I got one more chance. I was trying.
You good. You're probably gonna be happy with your son here.
Yeah, always happy.
Yeah, I figured that. Oh, she's doing good. Yeah, we just enjoyed some really good food. Yeah, like Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes and some greens and macaroni and cheese that Miss Grizz made. Very yummy. What?
She ain't overdoing it.
She did really good. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. Joy.
Yeah, she's been doing fine. Yeah, even though she feels a little pain and nauseum. Yeah.
That's good. Make sure she don't overdoing it. She sit down and rest.
Right. Yeah.
Have you seen the little baby?
Yeah. They showed plenty of pictures of him. Yeah, it's so adorable.
He's so cool.
Mm-hmm. He reminds me of this guy right here. I gotta wait for him to come home. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My baby.
Right there, my only shit.
Uh-huh.
My baby.
How you and Grandma and Grandpa are?
We doing all right. I guess Grandpa in bed.
I hear that.
Yeah. We're just sitting here watching TV.
Okay, yeah, that's
I was
really
so
great.
mad. Oh my God, I was so mad.
I'm so very disappointed too. Yeah, but yeah, that's insane.
Man,
Mhm.
that's right.
But anyways, assassinators. This is where yeah. This is where Baker Mayfield to try again with White. This is where he runs it right into, and he got first down and more right at the 30, right at the or like he got a gain of 17. This is where they got a first down. No, it was at the 28-yard line, is to
Yeah,
be
they
exact.
cheated because they knew that they were getting ready to win.
Uh-huh.
They
But
cheated.
yeah, this is where then we got what's his name? Like Irvin and went right into the bottom. And then went right and got a gain of 1 yard, making it second and 20. This is where they were at the 30, at the 28 actually, which instead of the 29 because they were at the 29. But this is where they got sacked by defensive tackle. What was That's where then you got thrown back right at the 32-yard line. Like that's the a lucky number, but not so lucky for Baker right here. This is where yeah, he got pushed back by the defensive tackle. Like who was it? Clem Joseph. Yeah, but that's where we got. That's where White then ran for a first down. This is where then we got. It's where first down. I mean, a couple of yards short of a first down. Excuse me for a moment. All right, I'm gonna give you back to bro. But anyways, assassinators is where we got this is where the Chase McLaughlin then came in like at 4th and 7. Like this is where they got the field goal. This is where 17-16, a 9-yard game. This is where it was at now 26-17. Like which I was like, hopefully at the beginning of the fourth quarter they make a difference, but unfortunately not enough. But yeah, we're gonna get into that in just a moment because this is where we got the few seconds left for at the end of the third quarter, which the Dallas Cowboys got the ball back, but amazingly, despite their scoring, they didn't score whatsoever, and it was probably like that for the rest of the drive. Let's just say, but yeah. But I'm gonna tell you like what happened next. Like after they got the ball kicked to them, and then that's where they mentioned the family of the owner of the Chiefs, like because they are from Dallas and Texas. They used to be known as the Dallas Texans. Like now it's the Dallas Cowboys that are in Dallas now. Like luckily they moved up to the northern side of the Midwest in KC because they've been really interesting and very well nostalgically great. Like ever since they came to the up in the northern side up above Texas. But this is where they got a couple yards. But this is where it was the end of the third. But this is where at the end of the third. It was 17-26 overall. Well, like the only thing they scored was 3 apiece of a field goal. But that's where once it was the beginning of the fourth quarter, this is where we saw them pass it to Dobbin, Donald is where like it was at the 2nd and 9. That's where it was a holding penalty onto the left tackle Smith. This is where it got pushed back like 10 yards. This is where it was 2nd and 19. That's where we got. That's where the was it? It was Cooper Rush snaps. This is where it runs right to the right side. It's where like about to run it, but it's where he tried to throw it to who was it? The Brandon Cooks was it? No, it was or Turbin. It was Turbin. This is where unfortunately that was I believe it was a penalty. Like, but I wasn't. It's where unfortunately it was it was it was a penalty. Like this is where they got pushed back where they were. This is where we passed it to. That's where Ferguson got a few yards. That's where the tight end they showed that I didn't do it, which was very funny. That's where This where who was it? It was Scoon, or the Schoonmaker, whatever his name is. Like that. Yeah, Schoonmaker, the tight end. That's where he got a gain of how many yards on the play? It was like probably a gain of 6, but that's where they had to punt it because 4th and 13. That's where they try to. That's where the what's the name? The Buccaneers trying to catch the ball. Like what was it? It was Miller, was it? But that's where he gets tripped right over by the special teams defender. Man, that's where I believe there was a what was that unnecessary roughness on the Buccaneers on the receiving team because they showed like knocked down one of the guys from the kicking team of the Dallas Cowboys. This is where then they ended up like about a few yards back. This is where they're. This is where it gets sacked by the defense. Like Baker Mayfield made him lose 4 yards. This is where it was all the way back at the I'll say maybe the 14-yard line is where he then passed it to Irving, like, but this is where I believe he lost a yard, an extra yard, or maybe like it went nowhere. This is where there was a Dallas timeout next. This is where they showed that the defense of Dallas was dominating the offense of Tampa Bay. This is where this is where he tried to do the Harris Herram. This is where or Harriam. This is where it was 4th and 14. This is where they tried to go for a punt, but this is where there was a what was the flag penalty was on? It was the illegal formation. That's what it was the kicking team's illegal formation. That's where the Dallas Cowboys were gaining more yards, like probably about an extra 10 yards, but this is where they're right at the 40 or no 39. This is where we got what's his name? Who's the quarterback? Cooper Rush, like and snap the ball, throw it to who was it? It was to CD Lamb, but this is where then there's a flag on the play, however. This is where it's like, okay, good. Like I think I know who it was. This is where referees explain who got the penalty flag. It was a pass. It was number 35, the defense, Mr. Dean. It was Dean that was holding on to CD Lamb. So it was the ball we placed at the spot of foul, which was right past enemy territory at the what yard line they were at? They were right at the 49-yard line. This is where, or 48-yard line actually. This is where they passed the enemy territory with Donald got probably got a gain of 3. This is where he was at the 49-yard line. Like, yeah, 3rd and 7. This is where we got Cooper Rush to try to go to the McFloyd, but this is where he didn't really go anywhere. Only just probably a gain of only like a gain of 1, but this is where they had to kick it right back to Tampa. Tampa then try to play a game of catch up, but fortunately for Tampa, they did manage to score some points, and yeah, that's what we're gonna get into right now. But this is what we're gonna get into, like with Baker Mayfield, like doing his best, like getting first downs, where he got first down by running, like until he got into the 30 by sliding down. That's where he's like, all right, no huddle, no huddle. That's where he got a little bit over 7 minutes left. That's where he tried to pass it to Mike Evans, but it's where he got 3 guys on him. But even if he didn't, he would had a miscommunication to his favorite receiver. But this is where he passed it to Miller, was it? Or not Miller, Palmer. That's what his name is. Number 10 is Palmer, but this is where there's a flag on the play, however. But who was it on? It was an illegal formation. On number 78, like this is where then we got this is where we got pushed this is where it's 3rd and 10, however. This is where like after the penalty, this is where then he got Baker Mayfield tried to go for a throw, but he nearly got sacked, but he ends up finding his receiver. This was Shepard, was it? Or no, it was Palmer, where she was like, follow me. Like, it's where they had 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. It's where Baker Mayfield go for another throw. Plain throws it to Palmer, or what? No, McMillan. But it's where no, it was a interception by one of the corners. Like, it was Lewis, like Jordan Lewis, that's what his name is. Jordan Lewis that caught the ball at the corner of Dallas, got right in front of McMillan, not Millen, Miller, McMillan. This where he like, yeah, like I got the ball. That's where the defensive coordinator, I mean the offensive coordinator, or no, it is the defensive coordinator. Like, he couldn't believe it. He was about to take off his headset. Like, y'all literally like. Or not defensive, not offensive coordinator. I'm right. Offensive coordinator was like, "Come on, like you cannot be getting more serious than this." Tampa's like, how the hell like is this happening? I was like, "Yeah, your guess as good as mine." This is where but it's where we got. Let's see. That's where Dallas tried to go for a play on the 20. That's where we got rushed and tried to go for a throw. That's where Neil gets intercepted. This is where J.J. Russell, I'll say the linebacker, I guess you could say, yeah, he knew he got an interception. This is where it was like, come on. This is where that would have been a game still right here. This is where we got the coach on Dallas, like what's his name, Mike McCarthy. He was blowing a breath of sigh of relief. This is where they were right at the game. They only got a couple of yards. This is where they were right at the 22. This is where it was 3rd and 8. This is where we got Donald to try to go for first down, but he only got a couple of yards short, like at 4th and 2, which only gained an extra 6 yards. This is where he got a punt right into the other side, but this is where Palmer got the reception, but this is where there was a penalty throw right on the Tampa. But this is where this time they actually finally got some yards gained, and this is where we got Tampa Bay snap the ball. This is where we got him try to go for a throw. This is where he goes forward. And then Mike Evans, where he got first, is where they're right at the right at the 20, at the 28 is where he passed it to White. Only got a gain of 9. This is where Baker Mayfield go for a run. This is where it just slides right into at the 48-yard line. This is where he got first down that way. This is where he passed it to Penn Durham. Penn Durham, that's what his name is. Penn Durham, Harris Penn Durham got a few yards. Is where we got what's his name, McMillan. Yeah. It's where it's where it was first down. It's where I tried to go to McMillan again, but he just did it again for a first down. Somebody better call Britney Spears for him taking her gimmick. But it's where he tried to. It's where Jared tried to catch the ball, but he only got like a gain of 6, if I'm mistaken. But this is where he gets hit really hard by the defense on the Dallas. This is where Tampa Bay were about to score a touchdown, which they had a chance. This is where he got all the receivers lined up to make a variety, like who to catch it and make it more extra complicated for the Dallas defense. This is where Baker Mayfield go for a snap. This is where before he gets hit by one of the defensive linemen on the Dallas, he throws it to the receiver right in the middle of the end zone. It was what's his name? Ryan Miller. That's what his name is. Ryan Miller that caught the ball. They said the last time he got a touchdown was against the Chiefs. And yeah, that was the Monday Night Football game about a month or 2 ago, which I reviewed that game back at that time, which when was I'll say about A month ago, yeah, back in November. But yeah, like it was a little bit over a month ago. Yeah, then make sure to check that out. It's Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Arrowhead Stadium. I made a review video about that, which was a really good one as well. One of my best ones with the Chiefs. Next to Houston, Atlanta, New Orleans, Baltimore, I'll say like yeah, pretty much every single game they were in. I'll say except for the Chargers, it was just a little too boring. But I mean, they got a good moment with DeAndre Hopkins. I'll say that's probably the best thing that was of that game. But I'll say at least I cannot complain about all the reviews that I made with the Chiefs. Like they did not lose. I'll say they won all the primetime games that I reviewed. Like from Baltimore to Houston, and then now assume that I'm going to be doing the same with Pittsburgh, which that's probably going to be the last game I'm going to do with the Chiefs of 2024 of reviewing them in the regular season. But yeah, they were 24 to 26 at this time. Like with them, getting this touchdown, which I was like, now they only need 3 points to get the win, or even go far to get 7 points to make this a 5-point game. This is where unfortunately we seen otherwise, but this is where we got. This is where we got Dallas to try pass. This is where Dallas got the ball. This is where we got what's his name? Cooper Rush try pass it to Daddle, but this is where he got pushed back a yard back at I'd say the 29-yard line, where we got. I'm trying to get at 2nd and 11. This is where Rush passed it to CeeDee Lamb himself. This is where he got like a gallon 4 or 5 yards. This is where staying in bed to try to make this, what's that called? To run up the clock at 2-minute warning. This is where it was 3rd and 6. This is where you got a gain of 9. This is where once the 2-minute warning ended, this is where we got. What's his name? Cooper rushed and snapped the ball. 177. I said 139. Hike, and this is where you try to go for a throw. This is where you got. This is where then we got. That's where who was it that caught the ball? Number 87. It was Ferguson. That's what they. That's where we got. This is where Vea stops him. This is where one of the corners on the Tampa Bay thought he fumbled the ball, but he already dropped. But he was already down before he let go of the ball. This is where it was a dead ball. But he gained only about 4 yards, making it 4th and 2. With them have no choice but to punt it. This looks like it's the time that Tampa Bay is going to come back, right? Well, unfortunately, let's just say we're just going to see what happens when Baker Mayfield was under pressure by the Dallas defense, but he flickered it right to his running back White. But that's where he gets stopped by that's where he gained a few, but that's where Dallas stripped him out of the ball, grabs the ball, and got the fumble. And the Cowboys just shut them down after this. Just only beating them by 2 points. And I got to admit, Tampa did their best to try to do a comeback. If it wasn't for this fumble, we probably would have seen that, even if it was a field goal. But yeah, this was a very close game. I did not was expecting Dallas to win this. I was like, how come they wait until the last minute when they got kicked out of the playoff picture in the hunt, and then they finally win? A game. I just don't get it. But after this, they kneeled the ball, sealing the fate of Tampa Bay, of defeating them, giving them their latest L, which they're now 8-7, while the Dallas Cowboys are continuing to be the complete opposite at 7-8. And I was like, they're lucky if they get 9-8, but even if they do, it won't even matter because they got kicked out of the playoffs. But yeah, that's your final. After the few news that Cooper Rush. I don't know why you said Cup. That's the receiver on the Los Angeles Rams. But that was it. For the game, the final score was 26-24, and a 2-point game. And the only team that scored a touchdown is none other than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they couldn't get enough to come back. And that was the end of for now. But what was what are your thoughts on the game? Do you think that this was a really good game, or do you think this was completely embarrassing and it was completely useless? Let me know down in the comments. But either way, Tampa still can make it in the playoffs, probably in the 7th place spot in the NFC South. I give that's only if Atlanta, but I don't think that's the case. I think they still are 4th place in the NFC playoff picture, given that they're number 1 in the South division of NFC. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what's your take on the matter. But but yeah, this game was very shocking and very interesting. Like with them going head to head, well, with Dallas is blowing them out. Like, and they were in their own stadium, but like, what would happen if they were in Raymond James? Like, yeah, but. But yeah, like that was the end of the tonight's Sunday Night Football review. Yeah, that explains why I'm wearing my blue tonight. No, not because I'm hanging out with somebody that's made out of mayonnaise, that has a big nose, that looks like a beagle. But yeah, but yeah, that'll be it for today, Assassinators. And yeah, and what are your thoughts on Dallas just shockingly winning? I'll give the Cowboys overall like 4.5 stars out of 5. I'll say they did a very impressive job. My thing is, why weren't they been doing this for at least most of their games from the last few games they've been losing since they lost Dak Prescott? Like, that's the only thing I don't get. That just is very nonsensical. Like, yeah. But it turned out what it turned out to be. And yeah, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video and the game. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button and consider to hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more SNA videos. And please make sure to check out my my wrestling news, where I'll be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know from the Wrestle Talk article. And also not to forget to check out my Monday Night Football review video, which is going to be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Green Bay Packers live in Lambeau Field. It'll be Jordan Love and I believe Derek Carr. That's on the Saints right now. Whoever wins that game, I'll be wearing either green or pink because I do not have any golden or black mask and capes. I mean, I can do yellow, but they don't really look exactly yellow per se. But either way, like I make a promise to you, Saturday, if the Saints or the Raiders play, and if they win, then I will be wearing pink for that, since I don't have any black or gold mask or capes yet. But yeah, like I think Green Bay's going to win this, so I'm going to get ready to try to see if I can pull out my green accessories out, like maybe hours beforehand. And unfortunately, I won't be making a Raw review video, given that it was pre-taped and it's the holiday week. And I thought I might give the wrestling reviews a night off. Like, yeah. So I guess I'm going to be focusing on those 2 things tomorrow, and that'll be it. But yeah, I hope y'all had fun like on this video, and they're going to be putting more football videos for the 3rd straight night in a row, which that's the first time I made football review videos like 3 straight nights in a row, and it's going to be my first time making back-to-back football review videos like on the Christmas Day and Wednesday when the Chiefs play against the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens take on the what they call the Houston Texans live in Pittsburgh and Houston respectively. And who do you think will win those games? Is it C.J. Stroud or Lamar Jackson? Is it Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson? Let me know all about those in the comment section right down below. And I'll see you all in the next video tomorrow with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinating friends. And y'all take care and have a super-rific, awesome night. And I'll see you guys again soon. Peace and bye-bye.